in there. Again, over and over and over, giving him that hotshot GG on Needly. Guys, we're into the game. CLG on the blue side. You're watching Doublelift, that carry for CLG, run out of the base with Bane.
It's like nostalgia hour. Hotshot GG on Needly is, I feel like we haven't seen that in a really long time.
Yeah.
Even since he decided to go back to top lane, like, it hasn't been something he's been pulling out. So I'm really excited to see him on Needly here.
And the funny thing is, like, I was talking to him about sort of his picks, and he was saying that, like, Needly, he would gladly pick Needly and beat up AP Tryndamere as, like, this great lane counter. It would be super easy for him. So he's repping what, Needly can do. He's very happy about that champion. And looking at his masteries real quick, he's got Magic Pen as a mastery in Hybrid Pen runes, but we'll see what build he ends up going for here. Puts an early trap down on the brush, though. CLG a bit defensive in their opening, a couple of traps down, and yeah, no invades for them.
And I can already see this becoming a thing later in the game, Freak. Nidalee or Nidalee.
So,
because I've had this discussion with so many people. We got to solve it right here.
I have been flamed a whole lot for this. All right, I will set the record straight. So
I know what you believe, but why do you believe it's Nidalee?
Okay, so way back in the day when the champion was first made, I was not a part of Riot yet.
Yeah.
And it was okay, look, we want to pronounce the champion Needly. We don't know how we want to spell it. And Riot put a poll up on the forum saying which spelling makes the most sense for the pronunciation of Needly.
Needly?
Needly. I'm not making this up.
Okay.
And that was the thing. And I when I made the Needly spotlight, I checked again with the lore team, and they're like, yep, that's what he had always said, right? Like, Needly is the name. And I'm sorry if you guys hate me for that.
Needly.
Needly.
All right.
I know it's not popular. I'm just saying that's canon.
Can we change it? Are we allowed to do that?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like we'll get into this later. I'm going to go Needly for this game, though.
All right. I'm just saying.
All right.
Anyway, blue buff being taken up. Anyway, back to the game. Hotshot GG on Needly is helping Chaucer take out this golem buff, a smiteless leash for him. So Chaucer going to be a monkey with a lot of cooldown reduction and mana.
So starts with the E on jungle Wukong. We're going to have to spend a lot of attention following this. Clicky D really pretty much had to do that on his own, so he's off to a bit of a slower start than Chaucer. Also saved his smite, though, so they're going to be rushing for this stuff. And MegaZero got his wish. He's in a 1v1 lane, as well as Aframu gets to be a lane lord over Heartbeat.
Wow, look at the damage on a Heartbeat. Both actually supports using their exhaust. Doublelift taking a lot of damage back from Atomic End, though. Good poke back from Sona. But now both these AD carries are going to hope their supports hit level 2 to get some heals, because these guys are low on health.
And that bottom lane is going to be very, very scary. I know Aframu has got a flash up, but Heartbeat also has cleanse. So if they went all in, I don't think they'd get Heartbeat. Of course, they're pink warding out, so Chaucer could hopefully get in here. They're looking for a gank. This is the gank bottom all the time strat. I wonder if Martin's caught on, because it looks like Chaucer's on his way.
He's going to be there. The stun's going to land on Atomic End. Heartbeat, oh my gosh, the damage output. They're trying to pick up Aframu. Heartbeat gets first blood. He's going to turn back around. Atomic End dead underneath the turret. Clicky D coming in for Doublelift. Can they find the damage? He flashes in. Doublelift punched in the face. Double kill for Heartbeat. Man. Can they chase down Chaucer? He pops W, gets out, but a 2-for-1 for Martin.
The double kill to Heartbeat, who was the direct opposition to Doublelift trying to hyper carry those games, and they just did a great job. I think Heartbeat flashing forward completely caught CLG off of guard. They probably should have refocused on a Heartbeat to make sure he didn't finish them off, and that also would have positioned them better against Clicky D's counter gank, but that's a big early win for Martin.
And then, of course, they're shoving right down up to the turret. You said Chaucer might need some extra farm from the lanes. He's certainly got 2 ways waiting for him here, but I don't think he wanted it to pan out just like this.
Yeah, and he's actually not taking this as much as he can. He's waiting for Doublelift to get back. So the plan still is to get as much farm on a Doublelift. He's only last hitting when necessary, and he's trying to hold the wave as much as possible for Vayne.
All right, there we go. We're going to see the top lane now. Hotshot GG. Actually 12-24 in minions against MegaZero. So we said that 1-on-1 matchup was nice for him, and Mega is certainly happy to put down a lot of pressure, doubling in minions right now. Open up with that red elixir. Look at the punishment there. The stun going off the Q and just dashes right back out. Hotshot again forced to heal himself with a lot of potions.
Guess Hotshot is just waiting to survive until level 6 when he can get that Cougar form, get the armor and MR, and then try to punish MegaZero, because right now, especially with the threat of the red elixir in top lane, MegaZero is very powerful.
Yeah, he's a scary crocodile right here. Echo farming out that mid lane. Of course, we've already seen Orianna back, so Link, the minions just shoved to his turret right away there. See if Echo mirrors that recall. He is going to go back himself. Clicky D on his first jungle route going to go back as well.
So the pressure continues for Mega, and we look at the bottom lane like, now that Aframu and Doublelift have given up that double kill, Doublelift made sure to get double Thorn's Blade because he doesn't want to get pushed out of this lane quite yet. By going in that direction, they kind of ensure that they can still trade a little bit because the overall attack damage and life on hit / lifesteal getting back is somewhat comparable to Kog'Maw.
And of course, you just saw right there, actually, his mechanics as well. I just sort of watched him. He dodged Heartbeat's E, that Void Ooze, with a tumble. Last hit, walked right back out. So even though he's behind, those mechanics, of course, still there, keeping him alive. Chouster actually prepping up the golems right there, allowing Doublelift a little bit extra golden lifesteal. He's going to go walk back right in the lane.
I mean, he got 2 last hits, so technically that gave him 20 extra health. So they're really stretching to make sure this lane works for Doublelift. That is like an excessive amount of stretching. And then the one auto attack from Heartbeat just cancels that and then some.
At least Aphromoo does have a brink and heal. We'll see how that pans out. Hotshot again, just fighting off against Mega Zero. Both of them just chugging through potions fairly frequently. Hotshot spamming, of course, has that self-heal. But 25 to 43, you're seeing that same like 20-ish minion kill lead just stick around.
And I wonder if CLG's aggression just got completely stomped out when Doublelift lost that early trade. I feel like their strat was like, all right, Wukong is going to get his double buffs, gank bottom.
Yeah,
we're going to do that over and over again. It's like, well, that didn't work. I'm scared to go bottom. Maybe we should just farm for a bit. And it does look like Chouster's probably farming up until about level 6. Then maybe CLG will try to make something happen.
And that'll be a scary gank, to be fair. Level 6 Wukong is a scary guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the ganks from Wukong, even before level 6, are actually still really strong. He has a dash onto you, and then the red buff slow as well as, like, the Q also has an extended range now. Like, Wukong's ganks are quite fearsome. They'll usually burn the flesh.
Yeah, a lot of damage, really. So it looks like a quick chat fix for these guys. They are sharing computers, and some people actually drag their chat in weird places, like off their screen and whatnot. So one of the guys, moving the box back up where he wants it, and getting himself in a happy place. So yeah, we're hearing this game 6 minutes in. You can see it behind us, 2-1 in kills, and I don't think many people expected this. MRN in I mean, it's a little bit early to say, but it feels like a convincing lead.
They have a
Maybe
good
convincing
early
is
game
weird.
lead.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
Like, if this was a game where it was, honestly, like if it was Curse ahead of Marn or something, we could say kind of convincingly because we've seen them come through with it so much. But the fact that Marn has already only won the one game, it puts that added intensity of like, can they hold a lead? We haven't seen them with one very often, and we have to see if they can do this. And the lead is just so early. It's in one lane.
That's
the rest
fair.
of the game is still yet to happen.
But it's Doublelift's lane. Aphromoo said the only way to beat us is to beat up that bottom lane and Chouster, and they did exactly that. I'm just saying,
What next?
In Aphramoo's own words, they are losing this game.
Well, I agree they're losing the game.
I mean, I stretched it, but...
They're definitely losing. They're losing the game right now.
Okay, they're losing for now.
Yeah.
It's the old comeback trick. It just makes it more glamorous when they come through. All right, anyway, mid lane right here. Echo up against Link. Chouster only level 5, but he is looking for something on the side. Will he decoy in? Not just yet. He's actually been pinged out. They knew he was around. They saw him get into that brush right there. Marn holding the line down to this bottom lane. 47 to 35, actually. Heartbeat is ahead of Doublelift in minion kills. And a lot of that, I really like Atomic N. He's playing so well to put the damage there.
Yeah, he's playing the safe way on Sona. He also rushed a health crystal down bottom because he knows that getting caught in the Taric stun and Sona's base health is like one of her main weaknesses early in lane. But because they were able to pick up the first 2 assists, he's really just become a bully after that.
All right, and of course, we're seeing Echo shove the mid lane down. Link grabbed the golem buff for himself, was pretty successful for that one. He actually lets the wave come all the way back to his turret. Doesn't take any damage while clearing that wave out. You see Doublelift. Wow, level 4 to level 6. That is a huge level disparity between these guys. Lift about to hit level 5. We'll see. He's going to get that on the turret if he's not shoved out. Wukong coming down. Clicky D is not looking for a dive, though, so CLG should be safe from this turret.
And Doublelift is definitely just looking to survive this one. Heartbeat doing all he can to just keep the pressure on in that lane. It's 1,000 gold advantage for Heartbeat right now. Obviously, 600 of that is from the double kill that he was able to pick up at the start of the game, but he's extending it beyond that point. And Doublelift and Aphromoo are really going to have to flex their muscles to try to get back in this one.
All right, well, if there's anyone manlier than Taric, I don't know who it is, so muscles definitely abound in that lane. I guess you're going to go walk right back out. Neither top laner has actually recalled yet. See what they end up going for when they do spend that money. Chouster has been waiting around this bottom lane. Lakey D, though, with a pink ward, is already starting up on the Dragon, and I think we saw this in the qualifier. No one knows about this, so Lakey D has complete control, and they actually sent Atomic and Echo over to make sure he gets it.
And CLG is more so just scared to go out. Like, their lanes are pushed back to the brim. Echo had left to the river in mid lane, which since he's TF, usually puts the threat on me like, oh crap, maybe he's ganking bottom lane.
Yeah,
so CLG didn't
hide.
want to leave, right? Because they had no vision in the river, so it really allowed them to get that free dragon.
That was a very, very nice move. They're recalling right in front there. Kog'Maw actually dancing while he was recalling. That was actually a nice move there. by a Heartbeat.
Clever.
Yeah, it was nice.
Next level play. That's why he's on the team instead of Neon
Slash D is a powerful thing. There you go. I don't know if they're going to keep his farm up. Of course, has gone back once more, picking up boots for himself. But there's the recall from Heartbeat, getting himself a BF sword. So a gigantic power spec there. MegaZero fighting up against Hotshot GG, pops his ultimate, trying to keep himself alive. Chowster winning a round. Mega Spidey sense that, though, and gets himself the heck out of there.
Just the comeback by Hotshot in that lane is actually pretty impressive. Both of them were still sitting on their initial buy, but like Hotshot waited out enough early on in that lane. MegaZero was pushing him back a whole bit, but now it looks like there's pressure on the turret as Chowster flashes it, but he missed!
Oh, he's going to get locked up by Clicky D as well. Completely blocked that one out. MegaZero knocking in, but there's a teleport from Echo. The burst damage. Oh, goodbye to Chowster. And again, Clicky D, the ultimate, makes him immune to crowd control, so he was able to deal that and not get pushed up in the air for a very long time. What a great counter gank by MRN.
Oh man, MegaZero barely dashing away from Chowster. Like, such unfortunate timing for Chowster, or just amazing play by MegaZero dodging out of that one. It looked like Hotshot had regained supremacy in that lane, but giving up kind of the tower dive kill, burning his ignite, making Chowster fall even farther behind, just gives MRN more control.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the Spidey sense, though, like, he didn't have a ward up there and like started running away, realizing, oh, you know, I bet you Chowster's here, and actually pulled up Clicky D to do it. Echo, of course, back in this mid lane, didn't lose, well, I guess he's behind 17 minions, but otherwise didn't lose a whole heck of a lot for making that trip up there. And now it just feels like, I mean, I guess from that mid lane, because of the minions, though, like every lane is basically winning here for MRN.
Yeah, so Link will have to be the savior, it seems, at this point, right? Because he's the one who is ahead in minion kills. He's the only one who's like kind of comparable in gold to his lane mate. Doublelift will need the support coming in. Chowster is quite far behind Clicky D with his jungle Wukong, so they're gonna have to pull off some good team fight things, or Hotshot's just gonna start roaming around as he actually
just brawls Clicky D.
He's got, oh, never mind, I had a visual bug, I thought he had a red buff. He does not.
No, yeah, but it is Bruiser Needly, though, Ninja Tabby, and the Kindle Gem there. So he's going for that tanky assassin-y build. Chowster, though, looking for a flank on this bottom lane. Oh, the ward from Atomic End spots him. Chowster will not quick throw that out and just turns tail and runs. No gank for you.
And Chowster has been shut down at almost every turn, so in CLG's first two games, it did seem like Chowster was really on point. CLG was doing exactly what they wanted to do. All their strategies were getting executed right perfectly, and they didn't really run into any roadblocks. But right at the start of this game, the first thing they did didn't work, and they haven't been able to adapt yet.
Yeah, it's Heartbeat becoming a cement barrier basically there, and the cars are not passing themselves through. Right there, that bottom lane is doing great. MegaZero actually farming behind the turret as though he were singed. Puts up a fight against Hotshot GG. Sunfire Cape, that on-fire Crocodile really kind of put some hurt down on Hotshot. You can see Hotshot running back to his turret to keep alive.
And right now, MegaZero can do that because I feel like he's outbuilt at Hotshot so far. Rushing a Sunfire Cape on Renekton gives him so much more than the Ninja Tabi and the Kindle Gem. Like, the 1,000 gold that Hotshot put into boots didn't give him much over move speed, but MegaZero has the mobility just from the move blocks of Renekton, and if Hotshot wants to disrupt him, he has to come into MegaZero's zone. So that 1,000 gold he spent isn't helping him in the battle. So MegaZero not getting boots, getting the Sunfire Cape is just letting him crush Hotshot right now.
Wow, and of course you're just seeing what sort of the repercussions of that, where he is bullying around, back up to 14 minions in the lead for himself. CLG looking for a little bit of an opening in the middle lane, not finding a ton. Mega again brawling against Hotshot. Hotshot going to jump over the wall to find minion kills on his turret. And Chowster again making a move around, looking for something to pick up. And one thing I actually want to point out about the Wriggles Lantern pickup that he grabbed. So Chowster was talking before some of the games, and he's like, you know, Saint always grabs Wriggles Lantern, and I didn't really understand it because you're spending 900 gold on things that you don't normally care about. And he said it basically becomes a gold per 10 item because you get the ward, of course, but also the big monsters in each camp have so much health. Like Wraiths have 1,000 health at like level 1 at the start of the game, that it is that much clear speed buff that you actually just get more gold that way.
Because he's able to clear so much faster. Exactly. Especially on something like Wukong, who's not the fastest of junglers, very single target focus, just has a small attack speed buff on his E. I guess it makes sense. I mean, Chowster following someone else's lead for once and going with Saint Fish's Wriggles choice. Yeah,
he's a fan of Saint here apparently. MegaZero getting pushed down a bit by Hotshot, though. This is a pretty painful situation. Javelin's coming in from the side, no jungle support just yet. Oh my gosh, the damage coming in. He pops his ultimate as well. Hotshot dropping pretty low on health. Flash stun from MegaZero. Where's Twisted Fate going to come from? It won't even... Oh! The escape from Hotshot with no health left. Great escape.
He had 30 health when he flashed over that wall. That is like 1 second of, that's like half a second of Renekton's ultimate. He barely got away. And, you know, he got away because of his mobility, but he also lost the fight because he built so much mobility. He did survive the Mega Zero onslaught, and he will finally be able to build a little bit of health to maybe tank up against Mega Zero in that top lane.
There we go, Giant's Belt for him. Now MRN revisiting this bottom lane. They've actually not left the laning phase just yet.
Oh man.
Ult comes in, it's going to be the bottom lane. The ult comes in, oh, the burst damage. Aphromoo blows up right there, and now it is on the double. If he cleanses the stun, pushes back Clicky D. Chowster is there saying, don't dive our turret, bro. And MRN says, okay, we won't. They're going to walk right back out there. They picked up the kill onto Tarek. But here comes Chowster, going to go back in, pops the ult on the top again. There's the wombo combo. Sona is going to go down. Clicky D just might be next, and he is 2 for nothing there. And Doublelift is now on the chase. Heartbeat forced to flash away. Blue card locked for Echo, not the best. They're going to walk out.
Nice counterplay by CLG. Link sprinted down there after the initial thing, and now Hotshot's trying to make something happen as well, but Mega Zero's behind him.
All right, he's going to go for the Javelin, just misses that one. Mega Zero is right here. Can they get the damage out? But Hotshot's been stunned. Damage out from Heartbeat. Not going to yet jump over the wall. It's going to be a 3-on-2 or 3-on-3, I believe, at this turret. Hotshot still waiting around on the back. Mega just going to wave clear. No turret dive.
Link with now the 2 kills will have to turn that into something. The synergy between Wukong and Orianna did work very well right there. You saw the stealth Wukong sneak in, really catch them off guard, and then Clicky D made the mistake of actually trying to protect Sona, and he got sucked in with the Orianna shockwave during all that, but Doublelift will need to be protected at some point in this game, and if the very start of all that action indicated, it's not very easy to.
No, not at all. You just saw him take a whole bunch of punishment. He did get out. He burned Flash and Cleanse for it, but he did get out. And of course, they've got Orianna here, so I want to believe that Doublelift has the support he needs on this team. He's got 112 minions. We'll see if he can keep that record going and get his gold up. He's going towards the Infinity Edge. MRN just, again, map control for themselves. They send Mega up top, but they've got the pink ward. They've got control. Dragon is theirs. That's the second for this team, so they're growing a gold lead from neutral objectives well.
And that was a situation of CLG not having the exact timer on the Dragon because they kind of had people around the area and Aphromoo was going to ward it, but they didn't know that MRN would all be doing it right there. So this time, since Aphromoo saw that on Tarek, he will know for maybe CLG's next fight at the Dragon. They can't just keep giving up free Dragons, otherwise they would lose the game.
All right, but you see, of course, that they're looking for a gank on the side. Chowster been spotted by that pink ward, though, so nothing picked up there. Echo taking over Wolves for himself. A lot of pings, actually, from CLG around the middle of the map. I think they're trying to spot out where Mega Zero went. You see Mega's actually taking away CLG's Wolves because he's pushing top lane so hard, and he just goes right back up, finds more farm. Again, looking for a wave underneath Hotshot's turret.
That kind of reminds me of like Diamond Procs at IAM Kiev, just going on Shyvana, split pushing up and being like, I don't want to fight the person, I just want to out-farm the person. And Mega Zero's doing just that. His 1v1 wish was granted, and he's actually 153 to 120 over Hotshot.
And I mean, again, this is like Hotshot's famous Needly, so, you know, I don't want to fanboy super hard, but like, this is an impressive showing, of course, where this underdog team, where they clearly have a lot of spunk in them and a lot of really great performances. Chowster, again, looking for an initiation, puts the stealth down, will not find any initiations. So it's going to be MRN running away, but CLG, of course, has kept all their turrets from ever going down. Uh-oh, this could be big.
He's got flash ult, flashy if he wants it, but he decided not to go.
No, not quite the W from Orianna, not hasting him just enough for him to start. But they will wave clear, and we'll see if they seize the turret a little bit. It has taken a little bit of damage so far. Gonna make that a little bit more.
A very aggressive siege by CLG. Clicky D could initiate at any moment, but they're confident enough in their team fight synergy. And MRN is confident enough, it seems, in CLG's team fight synergy as well, that they're happy just trading off this battle as, I guess, Mega Zero knows he's split pushing the top lane. So.
Yeah, 6,500 gold. No, sorry, 4,500 gold. The lead for MRN right here. So some very good moves all across the map. Again, that bottom lane winning in kills and minions. The top lane winning in minions and the turret. The only real, again, lane win for CLG is that mid lane. Link, we talked about him in the pregame. Can he be the carry for CLG? Because it felt like they needed a second one. And right now, he's kind of set himself up for that situation. Mega Zero taking a page out of Crumb's book, though, is trying to steal away the jungle. Thing is, Hotshot sees him. He's going to push that Renekton away.
And look at that, level 13 to level 11. So Mega Zero definitely keeping the pressure up, but he's not able to steal the blue buff away. At least CLG is keeping control of their own jungle. If they lose that, they're going to have a whole bunch more problems on their hand, as they're actually maybe trying to make a play in the mid lane.
And they certainly push themselves forward. MRN actually recalling back. They have taken control of that bottom turret.
Man!
Oh, but Echo's going to go and take a whole bunch of damage, having to flash away from Chowster. Still goes down. Doublelift in the mix as well. Aphromoo dropped low, just taking that turret. Mega Zero forced away, a 1-for-0, and they've got control over this turret, down to half health. Ult goes off onto Mega Zero. Doesn't do a lot. He was a little bit tankier than that.
Yeah, I feel like there was some more follow-up that was supposed to come by Link if he'd thought he'd land that, but it was a good thing CLG didn't follow that up because the rest of MRN was behind them, and CLG did get away with that with the 1-for-0. They also sucked Mega Zero down, which is going to give Hotshot time in the top lane to chunk down that turret. That was a good exchange for CLG.
Yeah, very nice move by them. Now Vi from Claky D is going to run to the top lane himself, try to keep that turret alive. Hotshot, wow, dropping it from like 80% down to a quarter. A whole bunch of damage from that split push. Needly Heartbeat being given the Lizard buff 20 minutes in. And just to recap this game so far, guys, double kill first blood at like minute 3 for Team MRN put them very, very far ahead. CLG's worked to tie up themselves in kills, but they are down in Dragons, which is why you see a almost 5,000 gold lead here for MRN.
And it's just the fact that, you know, Hotshot is getting out pushed in that top lane. He's trying to be needly annoyance factor, right? He's got the home guard boots. He's really just going to try to do his pressure thing. And this is exactly what we were talking about from Hotshot in the pregame. He needs, and he can, put a lot of presence on the map despite not being successful. And this is going to be a test of that since he's way behind in items and Mega Zero is a very formidable opponent.
And actually an interesting build choice for Mega Zero. He's got Bilgewater Cutlass picked up here on Renekton. So not just pure tank, but a bit of damage picked up for himself as well. You can see him just wave clear these minions for basically nothing. Bunch of gold picked up, 191 minions. Not quite as many as Link at 204 in the mid lane, but certainly a very rich reptile himself. Harpy grouping up in the mid lane, Aphromoo and Doublelift now switching over to this top lane here, putting pressure on that side of the map. Ult comes in from Doublelift,
wow.
They're going to look for Mega Zero. Can they get the damage? Aphromoo pops his ult, adding more attack damage to the team. Mega Zero still trying to run away, taking a bunch of punishment. Will he use any of his abilities? He's going to flash away, still getting chased down. Doublelift's ult is down. Chaucer's going to show up and, of course, not be able to help much.
Well, the 70-second cooldown on Doublelift's ultimate is nothing compared to the 300-second cooldown on Mega Zero's flash. So that's just a team-wide strategy here. They're trying to get some presence and pressure up in the top lane. MRN pushing the mid lane, however, because they know CLG was elsewhere.
And of course, Twisted Fate just stacking up 1v1 against Needly at the bottom. But there is the turret pressure we talked about. Needly put down a ton of pressure on it before, and now Doublelift is going to make sure he gets that turret kill himself, tying it up 2-2 in turrets. And Link and Chaucer, 2v3, are completely pushing back MRN. They are afraid of that crowd control combo.
Because it's been executed pretty well for CLG a couple of times. Like the Wukong Orianna, even though Chaucer has fallen fairly far behind in this game, is still extremely successful. They're able to get in there, and because the ball is sitting on Chaucer, it's giving him so much more tankiness. Wukong already gets 6 armor and MR for every nearby enemy champion, on top of what is going to be, it's now 15, but it's going to be about 30 armor and MR from the ball sitting on top of him. That's going to be really good for CLG in the teamfight phase. So even though they're down like 4,000 gold, they might be able to come back in the teamfight phase.
And of course, it just seems like they're waiting for that double lift carry to kick in. He's got Infinity Edge for himself on top of Zeal, so finally that damage factor is there. Actually, heck, he's tied up in items right now against that Cogmouse. That is an impressive showing for himself, despite being down in kills. Mega Zero controlling away some wards.
And this is the timer that CLG had on the Dragon. They might want to go in for the fight here because MRN has been getting them for free, but this time CLG is daring them. They want to get the team fight here. If CLG wins this, they'll be back in the game, but if they lose this and another Dragon, it could mean the game.
All right, Charles is going to go for the initiation, though he is stealth. He's going to look for something. A flash ult coming in from Atomic End. What's the damage going to be on Doublelift? Gets a shield. He is still alive. Flaky D shows up. They pick that one up. The Orianna ult going to crowd control a bit. It's a 3 for 0, 3 for 1, 4 picked up. Only Hotshot now alive. MRN mopped that fight up.
That was a huge dive on a Doublelift, and as try as he may, he could not escape the pain. CLG all tried to suck in and peel for him, but it was just too much power and too much of a lead. MRN taking resounding control of this one.
Wow, just the all-in power was there. Dragon, and now MRN, where are they going to go? Looks like it's not going to be Baron. It will be this middle turret. Hotshot GG. If there's ever a champ that can stop a 1 vs 4, it is Needly, but I don't know if he can do this right here. Some heals coming out from Atomic End, who's out of mana right now. They're out of minions, but the turret is still theirs. However, CLG has revived. They got to be aware of that comeback Baron.
Yeah, it's not a Spirit Visage in Italy, though, that can hold that back. Like, he's an annoyance tank in Italy. He doesn't have much teamfight presence, so for CLG to force that 5v5, it would be much better if that was a 4v4 without Mega Zero's Renekton there. Then Renekton wouldn't have had the dive to get on into Doublelift, and CLG might have survived. But for now, Hotshot, actually, the double buff Mega Zero is chasing him down!
He's going for the damage. Thing is, the rest of CLG is all running towards Baron. Hotshot, will he fall? He does! A kill picked up there for MRN. However, there's the pink ward, there's the oracles, but they saw the green ward. CLG can't sneak a Baron.
And there's no way CLG could justify doing that knowing Hotshot GG is down. He did get caught out there in an unfortunate position. And I do kind of want to point out, though, the shortcuts Doublelift made to make himself kind of comparable to Heartbeat before that fight is he didn't go for the Vamp Scepter, right? He somehow survived and kept his CS up without the lifesteal in lane to reach the Infinity Edge and Zeal Breakpoint faster, but it just wasn't enough. It was an interesting shortcut they tried to do, but they need a lot more farming.
All right, we'll see if they can catch up right here. MRN kind of, I don't want to say every step of the way, but certainly most of the steps here, they've tended to come out ahead in these battles. You're seeing a 24.5-minute game where MRN are up 9-5. We asked, are they a fast team or a slow team? Well, they went back to fast, and this time, heck, is it working right now. They are doing amazingly on this map right here. Lich Bane now completed, looking like Zhonya's coming as well.
And this is another one of those situations where Doublelift is off farming bot lane and the other team immediately runs for Baron, so Doublelift has to make his run up here, and CLG is put on defense until Doublelift can get there.
All right, let's see what happens. Of course, it's going to be a 4-on-5. Atomic taking a whole heck of a lot of punishment. Link is around. Heartbeat sitting in the very back of Baron Pit. Atomic taking a bunch of damage still. Flash from Echo. They're going to look for Link, taking a bunch of damage. He will fall down, but the Wukong putting out a bunch of pain as well. Who's going to be taken down? Kog'Maw falls. Doublelift in the mix, taking so much damage, he will drop as well. Hotshot GG, no, it's going to be Wukong falling. Hotshot still in the front. Oh, there from Echo. Where's he going to teleport? What's he going to find? He's not quite going to get anything. Aframu getting chased away by Mega Zero. Can he pick up this kill? It's already been a 3 for 2 so far, and it might just end at that. Hotshot still getting chased out by Echo, but Needly is one guy you don't want to 1v1.
I feel like CLG could have won that fight. MRN got lucky. When MRN chased out to create that fight, yes, they got Link early on, but that shockwave chunked them down, and it was right as Chouster was using his Wukong Cyclone. They were all really low, and I saw Doublelift coming in from the back, and I thought, oh my god, CLG is going to clean this one up. But Doublelift tumbled right into a Renekton, running full fury, and just got blown up. Like one axe to the face and he was gone. That was a misplay, I'd have to say, by Doublelift. He got lost in the team fight, and I think it ended up costing CLG. And
I want to point out, it's Blade of the Ruined King Renekton. This is not your standard, I have Warmogs and the tanky man. This is a damage-dealing Renekton, so a scary bro right here. Heartbeat on a second Lizard buff himself, 12-7, and now an 8,000 gold lead. This is stretching here for MRN. They're up in turrets, they're definitely up in dragons, and they're up in kills. By every measure I can think of, MRN are looking to be possibly our first upset of the day.
Yeah, and Echo just completed that big Zhonya's Hourglass, which is becoming a favorite amongst the TF players because they can pull off either the teleport in Zhonya's or just Zhonya's during your teleport into a stupid place, and I've seen so many just amazing ultimates blown out. Of course, Messiah from World Elite was the first player in the world to really popularize that, but Nijacky's been doing it recently as well.
Yeah, and actually speaking of that play, CLG was actually making that call. We were watching TSM versus the one where they played Xerath. I forget their opponent, but they were saying TF needs to pick up a Zhonya's. The only initiation they have is TF ult into stun into Zhonya's and the team following up from there. So it actually allows Echo to be that pinch-hitting initiator if they wanted to. Of course, they've already got Vine Renekton, so why would you want it? Doublelift grabbing Lizard buff for himself. So now both these AD carries have that, and MRN are just sweeping wards away from Baron here.
You know, the TF Zhonya's actually makes Doublelift's life, like, even more difficult. He can't stealth away from the bruisers if they get on him. And also, Echo could just be the one to land the first stun to burn his initial cleanse. Like, in a game where Doublelift is already behind, in a season where Doublelift seems to be the guy who needs to get the kills for CLG to win, MRN does have the right strategy drawn out, and they're executing it very well.
Well, I do want to point out something, because we talked about Link being the possible second carry, and he has picked up Death Cap. Is that enough for him to carry this game as Orianna, or is it's still got to be Doublelift?
Well, it's kind of cool the way he's picked up the Death Cap, right? Because in their first game when they had the Orianna Vayne, we asked him, why'd you go for Guardian Angel? And he was like, well, in this situation, I needed to support Doublelift, right? Because they knew he was the one who was going to carry. But in this situation, because Doublelift is at 1 kill instead of 8, Link went straight for the damage. So he's actually trying to be the second carry, like you said, and that might be the strategy they're going for. Maybe they can use Doublelift as a bit of a decoy. It's like, fend for yourself, man. They're all going to dive on you, and we're going to try to counteract that. I think that would be the play for CLG here, is to let Doublelift fend for himself and let everyone else try to carry.
You know, I think they're mind gaming it. We talk about Orianna Wukong as a great initiation combo. Wukong jumps in. But if everyone dives Doublelift, it's the Vayne Orianna combo, and Warren's not going to know what the heck is going on. I'm calling it here. It's the new OP, initiation Vayne.
You joke, that's what they should do. That is how they should play these team fights.
Alrighty, Doublelift. He's on his favorite thing in the game, Wraiths. Actually, talking to him before the match started, he's got a new pair of glasses, and he's like, yeah, I can see the Wraith camp clearer now. I'm going to take it so much more often. I'll always see when it's up. It's going to be mine all over. I told him I'd count how many wraiths they killed.
Oh, I got a little excited there. I saw MRN peel down for the Dragon. I thought maybe CLG had predictably thought that they would go for the Dragon since they had the timer and go for Baron. But CLG is playing a little bit scared. Echo going in for double lift. Oh, dear.
He does find it. Can Mega Zero put out the rest? There's the Blade of the Ruin King, but there's the Orianna Ball keeping him alive. That was an ult and a cleanse, and the flash actually burned as well, so double lift losing more cooldowns here.
And it was just the TF ultimate that got burned. So if MRN wants to peel onto the Baron and make this play, they're fully able to. They have the oracles, they've cleared out the wards. CLG has no choice but to kind of go in and face check and play defense, but Doublelift actually just went back. There was no creeps on the map for him to lifesteal off of, so this could very well be a Baron or a win fight for MRN if they peel properly.
All right, it's 5v4. The wards are there. They completely see what MRN is up to. Echo actually in the front lines here, still has Zhonya's up. What's it going to be? Atomic End getting dropped low. There's the push back in. Who are they going to find? A nice stun on a KD stops him for now. CLG with a beautiful disengage. Great play.
Wow, the fact that they were able to get out of that situation without any casualties is very impressive for CLG. The stun that Aphromoo put onto Claky D, you knew Claky D wanted to pop his Assault and Battery, probably onto Link like they did in the last fight, but he just couldn't do it because the Taric stun arrived too early.
All right, Claky D is charging up his Vault Breaker. Is he going to go for anything? He's going to jump in. Chouster taking a bunch of punishment. Mega Zero up in the front as well. Doublelift taking that assault. Oh, the burst on Atomic End. There's the carry. The ult from Wukong. Heartbeat has been stunned. Are they going to find anything else? It's Needly up in the front line. Chouster there as well. Ult coming in. They trade back 1-for-1. Echo has picked that one up, but it's a 2-for-1 kill so far in this fight. CLG still moving forward.
The shockwave so on point, catching out that fight, and CLG using their teamfight experience and just amazing play by Link to get the 2-for-1 and keep the pressure up despite being down 10,000 gold behind before that fight, man.
That was a beautiful play, of course, and they're just going to keep the pressure on right now. You're seeing, well, Hotshot's going to keep the pressure on. He is Needly after all. The Thorn perennially in Marn's side. Mega Zero trying to chase him out, of course, just walks through dissonance and does not. And you're just seeing Marn, they've got to regroup. I mean, the game is in their grasp. It's down to 8,000 gold.
Yeah.
The lead is shrinking a little bit. They're running back towards Baron. We'll see what they do.
They got poked out really hard before that engagement. It probably had something to do with the extended Baron peel and fall back to their turret, but giving up that kind of ground to CLG cannot be good. I wonder, like, we get to see the goal lead as viewers.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Martin feels it right now. They knew they were winning, but like they look at the turrets.
Yeah.
It's 3 for 3.
Yeah.
They look at some of the farm. They're like, holy crap, Link has 280 CS. What are we going to do? Doublelift is 5 behind me on Heartbeat. I don't think they realize they're 8,000 gold ahead in this game, right? The TF passive worked a bit of magic, gave them like 1 or 2,000, but the way they're playing and the confidence that CLG got off that game, I really wonder if they're going to play this one right or if they're going to let CLG dictate.
I mean, it tends to be, actually, Marn, I feel like, does play a little bit scared. In one of the earlier games of the day, CLG was watching, and there was a Dragon where they had a 5-on-4. Like, Hotshot's teleport was down, or I think it was Dyrus' teleport was down, could not have shown up. They had a 5-on-4, and they just disengaged from Dragon, scared in a 5v4. And in CLG, I think they took that lesson. They said, hey, Marn plays scared when you challenge them at objectives. They will always disengage and back off. Let's put a bit of pressure there. Yep, they disengaged.
And Marn needs to do exactly the opposite. They need to go right in. Like, if they're going to let Link initiate with his Shockwave, they're not going to be doing well. He's went the carry build, right? He's got the blue elixir right now. He's waiting to get that next catch. Hotshot has got his Iceborne gauntlets. He's full annoyance factor at this point, trying to take down these side turrets. It's Marn's time to act.
Well, let's see what kind of acting they can do here if they took the classes, if they're, you know, they're at the repertory theater. Yeah, that was lame. I'm sorry.
I laughed, but I had my cough button fell down, so it just sounded. I'm sorry about that.
For the record, Jet laughed at that joke.
I thought it was pretty good.
Thank you, thank you. It's time for some improv for these guys. Mega Zero, I'm just done. Okay, Mega Zero up in the mid lane. Claky D is there. Actually, Echo taking a lot of punishment. Hotshot doing a really good job of being annoying. Echo has Zhonya's, but he's, yeah, Hotshot's doing a great job pushing him around. He's going to jump back over the wall and keep the push going.
Yeah, and you can see Claky D kind of running down a little bit himself. CLG's doing the stall right now, trying to let Doublelift become a thing that can do damage, right? He's got his Phantom Dancer. He's going to work on that Frozen Mallet as well, which is what he's liked to do on Vayne. It's not many people are building Frozen Mallet on 80 carries, but Doublelift and the rest of the gang have theory crafted that as being the optimal thing for him to do. Let's see if CLG turns this one around. Like, I have this strange feeling like they might be able to win a team fight just based on their experience and based on how shaky Marn is playing, but Marn clearly has advantages.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is sort of a common trend we've seen in the newer teams versus the old guard, where the old guard always are just good at late game. I mean, you look at all of Curse's, like half their victories were like, oh, it's like neck and neck at 40 minutes, and then game-winning team fight. Just time and time and time again, they managed to win it in the late game. And we've just seen that story repeat itself. We'll see if it ends up being here. Martin's going to look for a fight. They're going to initiate right on in. There's a beautiful ultimate. Who's it going to be for? Link down to half health, but a great counter initiation. Shockwave is there. Chowster dropped low. Mega Zero just diving for double lift, but pinned against the wall. He's not going to find anything. Clicky D going to go down as Mega Zero gets out, and no one from CLG is dead.
Oh man, double lift escaped. He played Houdini and they got him off. They didn't actually ultimate double lift, but they kind of altered where double lift was. He flashed away, then they put the ball in where everyone was diving on him, were able to turn that. Then Clicky D and Mega Zero were just so bloodthirsty to go in, and they just beelined through the turret, didn't even realize what was happening, and they lost that fight 1-0.
Wow, and yeah, CLG's team fighting, it is looking very, very great. Double lift shockingly on farm duty right now. Gonna take away that cannon minion, 51 gold for that one. 250 to 257. He is basically tied up against what Heartbeat had, and 2 kills to 2 kills. I mean, these carries have gotten themselves back to neck and neck, 10,000 to 11,000. I mean, they're very, very close together.
And let's kind of see how CLG is going to fare in these team fights. I want to look at, I know the Dragon's up. I want to try to look at all the gold to try to compare these things. We got Nidalee at 10,000 versus 12,000 to Mega Zero. So Mega Zero already is a better team fighter than Nidalee. We look at the junglers though, and Chowster's pulling off his Wukong job with 7,500 gold, pretty much as well as Clicky D is with 10,000, just based on the way he's playing Wukong. You look at the mid lanes, and it's about 500 ahead for Echo, but the Orianna ults are definitely having more impact. As we said, Heartbeat and Double Lift are there, but Double Lift cheated by not building lifesteal, so there's 800 gold that doesn't matter for damage, and the supports are actually fairly close as well. Just the auras both coming out for both of them, so it's like, it's a 7,500 gold lead, but it's not being acted on that much for MRN, as they all force on Baron. They're kind of tired of this, but if they corner themselves in at Baron, and CLG gets it there in time, this could be trouble. That Baron, though, is going down fast.
It's down to about a quarter, and there's only 3 members of CLG nearby, and Martin will not be scared this time. Baron is theirs. Will they re-engage? What are they going to look for? Javelin comes out, not finding anything. Martin, they actually pop Shirelli as the ult comes out. Echo's going to find something. He does pop Zonius, and here comes Clicky D. He finds Double Lift. The Sona ult is there. There's the damage. Heartbeat picks it up, and they're gonna just keep looking forward. They've got 1 kill. The carry is dead.
He popped off the Messiah Zonius. He completely baited Link's Shockwave right there. Brilliant fight by Martin. Clicky D followed, and now since they have the Baron buff, they don't care about the incidental damage they took, and they might continue this push.
A lot of regen right there. Look at the person on a hot shot, heals himself up. He's actually got a lot of armor, but they are pushing this turret. The turret, yeah, that is theirs. Martin is going to like that one a heck of a lot. They've actually built themselves now a 10,000 gold lead, 14 to 10. 4 turrets to 3, Baron buff on them. I think every dragon so far. Martin are looking awesome.
Double has got 20 seconds left, but he does have home guard boots on Vayne. So if Martin overdives again, CLG would have to turn that around. That's pretty much what they're going to have to do there, because right at the moment where it seemed like Martin was losing control, they took action and they got that Baron buff.
And a beautiful initiation. Counterlogic Gaming now on the back foot. They know with Baron buffs to last the next 3 minutes or so, they've got to wait around and be a lot more careful about their fights. They've got to feel the gold lead at this point. What?
Crap.
What?
Echo just bought a second Lichbane, sold it, and then started building his death cap. So he's down like 1,000 gold for that.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake, but they still have 10,000 gold overall. Not good though.
So only 9,000 gold.
Yes.
They're only kind of 9,000 gold. All right, let's see. Double Lift, gonna go back towards that bottom lane. Actually, he's stuck on the Giant's belt and is about a pickaxe now. So I'm guessing Last Whisper, but he actually didn't finish Frozen Mallet yet.
He's probably worried about that. The amount of armor that's coming out from Mega Zero, 215 versus Clicky D, who's sitting at 167. He does need that Last Whisper if he wants to be any kind of threat once he gets dove on. It's probably the right call for him getting Last Whisper.
All right, and the Dragon once again going in Marn's favor. We're seeing now as we go 38 minutes in, a definite lead for these guys. Another 1,000 gold brought themselves up. You know, kind of covers that Lichbane mistake there. CLG are all alive. Double Lift is recalled back. See what they go for here. Mega Zero is going to be split pushing the bottom lane. This feels actually a bit like that Dignitas game where they're like, we're winning, we'll just kind of push things. I mean, I guess they've been diving towards way more than Dig was, but like they're kind of on that side lane push again.
And they have about 90 seconds left of this Baron, but here's the fight.
Oh my gosh, they find Link once more. The Wukong ult coming out, putting a lot of damage, a great shockwave as well. What are they going to find? It's a heck of a lot of damage from Double Lift, but Martin this time was able to disengage. Chowster at no health, he just limps away from that fight. A lot of ults burned, and Martin are still alive to their credit.
Marn was probably smart to not continue diving that one. They didn't want to keep chasing, but I'm wondering why they're going back right now. They'd burned the Orianna ultimate, and they had the window to try to get into CLG's base in general. That was probably the last push they got out of that Baron buff. There's 60 seconds left on it right now, so unless they go quick for another turret, they're going to lose this window.
All right, let's see if they do go for it. Of course, they've got 4 in mid, though Echo is far, far away, has his ult, but it won't quite reach that mid lane just yet. A giant wave clear for himself, though. Getting rich does not hurt for the master of cards, as long as he doesn't gamble that gold away.
On Lich
Banes. Yeah. He pulled the lever and nothing came out. So he's got to feed that gambling habit a little bit. We'll see what happens. Mega Zero still up in the front line, of course, being a tanky crocodile. He's got even more health. The Kindle Gem, of course, was picked up for him a second ago. Runic Bulwark has been picked up a while ago for Clicky D, though CLG seems allergic to that item themselves.
But Marn, you're right about them being, they're allergic to Runic Bulwarks, and there's a lot of magic damage coming out from Marn as well. They just haven't been able to fit it in. Chouster more worried about the Warmogs and his initiation, but they do have an Aegis on Aphromoo, so they've finally been able to get that one in. And the Baron buff is going to expire. They got about 2 seconds left on it, that is Marn. And that huge window has granted them a couple extra 1,000 gold, but they still haven't been able to close this game.
Clicky D looking at Hotshot kind of sideways there. Look at the shield, though, just blocking. Like, he used E twice, and it only stopped the shield from Orianna. So that is a tanky Hotshot who's not going to take punches lightly, certainly.
That is 317 armor and 150 magic resist on Italy.
Yeah.
That is a jumping tank.
Good luck killing that thing.
Fast jumpy tank.
Yeah, and even has Spirit Visit for the self-heal, so he's going to have a fun time running around as Needly.
I'm not sure what he does, but he doesn't take damage.
No. Yeah. I mean, he's going to jump on Heartbeat and just hit Q a bunch and hope he falls over.
Yeah.
All right, so Marn, once again, grouping up towards the middle of the game. I mean, we say this over and over, but they are grouping up for another push. CLG will just not lie down and die, so they take damage and they recoup and they keep their bases alive. Guys, for you, those of you just joining us on Super Wednesday, I don't know where you've been, but we're here at an epic
school and work and stuff, maybe.
Lame. Lame. And if you're in Europe, don't go to bed. I know it's like 4 a.m. for you guys. Stay with us. Got more games coming. Game 8 of 12, and what looks to be the closest to an upset we've seen so far today. Marn sitting with only 1 win on the record. CLG, I think, +2 on the season so far. And this could be actually an underdog victory in the making.
And it's pretty cool because CLG is the most established team in North America. Like, they're the oldest team. And Marn is really the newest team in Season 3 as well. So if Marn can take them down, I think it'll be huge for North America, like for the underdogs in general in North American esports.
I think CLG is the oldest organization in LoL, period.
Yeah,
like
them and Solomid are real close to being the oldest for sure. I think it's probably CLG.
Yeah, and we can see Mega Zero getting forced away by Needly a little bit. Of course, Baron, you can see up on your screen, up in a minute and a half. We've seen Marn attempt that 2 or 3 times, succeed once so far. Echo still on split push duty. This does feel like taking cost. They're pushing all the side lanes over and over and building a gold lead.
And CLG used to be the masters of stretching out games. They're kind of pulling this on Marn as well. Marn, they've been in this game for a real long time, right? I think they're realizing that the time is getting up. Their double lift hit 3 big items, and they've kind of had trouble closing on a double lift in a couple of those last team fights. He might be getting to that point on Vayne where he will be able to wreck through, but then you look at Heartbeat's Kog'Maw, and he's even farther, right? He's got the Bloodthirster on top of what double lift already has, so unless Link can just burst him out immediately, that's Kog'Maw is going to win out in that regard. And the kind of 25-minute mini comeback that CLG mounted with Link, I do feel like Orianna's damage might be ramping down just a little bit if everyone gets a bit of survivability now with the Runic Bulwark on Clicky D's Vi as well. That might not be enough to just wipe them out. It's going to be so intriguing watching this game finish.
And of course, we're seeing them look for what that close might be. CLG right now are on defense duty. 15 minutes till Baron. Both these teams know that timer. They're at that skill level where they know it. And look at Marn. They're all sitting in a brush. They've got the oracles. They know they've swept out. Problem is, there's a ward on the top left that they haven't actually seen. So CLG, they don't see him go in. Now they see Echo.
That's like the best ward too, because if Atomic does the normal walk into Baron Pit, he won't see it, but someone else on the team will know. So they don't know that CLG has vision of them right now.
Yeah, it's a 5-on-3 though. Vayne is far, far away. Hotshot is nearby. Look at the damage output. Can Chouster outsmite? He will not, but he's in the middle. The ult comes out from Twisted Fate. He's gonna actually have to flash away from that one. There's the initiation. What are they going to find here? A beautiful shockwave catches 5, but they find Aphromoo. What's gonna be next? Double lift, drop dangerously low. He gets a shield. He's still not dead. He actually flashes out and is alive, but they finally picked up the kill on Needly, onto Orianna. Everyone on CLG is dead.
That's the ace. They're screaming, end the game, end the game. Those are monstrous death timers. Since we're 43 minutes into the game, they rushed the Baron down fast enough that they caught Chouster out, and they were able to clean up the fights with their superior advantage.
And they say, screw minions, Twisted Fate, you can kill them. Rest of us, we're going for buildings right now. That turret getting dropped dangerously low. That's going to fall over. Clickety tanking that one the whole way through. Inhibitor now going to be theirs. The next respawn is in 20 seconds, and that's after a move. The on-fire Renekton, he's going to be taking this first turret down. Down below half health, only 15 seconds left. I hear them yell in the background, smiles on their faces. You can see them in the bottom right corner, and it's going to be the Nexus going down. MRN going to upset CLG.
44 minutes and 4 seconds.